summed up in 4 key areas: speed, screen, design, and OS. First, let's talk about speed and Samsung's leadership in creating the world's fastest phones. Galaxy Nexus will be launching in both LTE and HSPA Plus versions, depending on the market locale and consumer demand. So wherever you are, we'll have you covered. Samsung is the only company that can offer end-to-end solutions to operators and people buying our devices. In the US, Samsung is the leader in LTE. We've seen a lot of success. Samsung introduced the first LTE phone, the first smartphone, and the first available LTE tablet, and the first LTE hotspot. Galaxy Nexus is next on our list of firsts, and we're proud to be able to introduce it to you here today. It is the first LTE Google smartphone featuring Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich. Why all the emphasis on speed? Well, it's no secret that we all want a faster smartphone. No one wants to wait for web pages to load or applications to open. When people watch video, which, by the way, they are doing in ever-increasing numbers and with a higher and higher usage, they don't want buffering. They just want it to work. We know that, and our operators that we partner with around the world know it well, too. That's why we've been working closely with them as they have aggressively built out their networks with the fastest possible speeds. Now, when Samsung says fast, we don't just mean fast compared to last year's devices. We mean the fastest possible, on the fastest networks. It's a huge step up. Both Galaxy Nexus versions, LTE and HSPA Plus, have been developed around a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core processor that flies, giving you a richer and faster user experience, and a very quick, ultra-smooth multitasking capability. The key point is that the hardware works in concert with the operating system. The two were designed to perform better together, meaning that this device is really going to let the beauty of Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich shine. Speaking of shining, probably the first thing you'll notice when you pick up the Galaxy Nexus is the screen. For Samsung, the screen is critical because the experience begins and ends with the display. 80% of people who buy smartphones put display quality at the top of their list in terms of functional needs. And that is precisely the reason why we are rolling out high definition on our highly acclaimed Super AMOLED display on Galaxy Nexus. Super AMOLED is already recognized as the best display in the industry. It produces a color spectrum that exceeds even most televisions, making it the most colorful display on the market. It also has the industry's highest contrast ratio, which makes the colors pop and gives you the deepest blacks. We're talking a contrast ratio of 100,000 to 1, far exceeding any other display that you can find on the market today. And because the light source is organic, it is very energy efficient, meaning that the battery will take you even farther. The HD Super AMOLED takes the smartphone experience to a new level, and we're sure that people are going to be very enthusiastic about it. Now, when we introduced the Galaxy S with a 4-inch display, people loved it, and it was the talk of the industry. We upped the ante with a 4.3-inch and a 4.5-inch display on our Galaxy S2, and the feedback we got was amazing. With Galaxy Nexus, we go not one, but 2 steps further, introducing our HD Super AMOLED on a 4.65-inch display, giving people an even bigger canvas to optimize their content, web data, and video chat capabilities. Look at this screen. What I'm holding up is a spacious and gorgeous 16:9 HD display showing 1280 by 720 resolution. And the really beautiful thing about it is that Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich is specifically designed to work with this as its native resolution. And what does that mean for our customers? Well, for starters, 16:9 is the ideal ratio for watching movies. That is also the same aspect ratio of a widescreen HD TV. It's like having a movie theater in your hands. 1280 by 720 resolution in a 4.65-inch display means that you'll see smooth and continuous text and graphics visible at any size. Ebook fans are going to love the text clarity, as well as people who do a lot of web surfing. It essentially puts it on par with the best tablets and laptops out there, and we believe that when you compare it with any other device with a 4-inch screen or greater, you won't find anything as vivid. And you're going to love the 1/100th of a millisecond response time and amazing performance. And, by the way, that fast response time is another reason why those incredibly sharp HD videos are possible without motion blur or afterimages. Now, at Samsung, that's what we call an optimized display. It's what people want, and the HD Super AMOLED experience delivers. Put it together with the smoothness and innovation of Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich, and you've got something that no other manufacturer can compete with. Now let's talk design. Design creates the emotional connection to the amazing technology at the heart of Galaxy Nexus. When we started the design process for Galaxy Nexus, we began with Samsung's design legacy and elevated it. This time, our design team took as inspiration the soft and natural curves of Magnolia, creating a product that looks really ergonomic. You'll recognize the curved back and contour display that we introduced for the first time on a smartphone with Nexus S, and we retained it for Galaxy Nexus. But as you can see, we've made it even slicker and slimmer, while retaining that rounded edge, giving it a softer, more natural look and feel. And you can see for yourselves the incredible thinness of the device. The HSPA Plus model is only 8.94 millimeters. The other aspect of its sleek design is the bezel, which comes in at an amazingly thin 4.29 millimeters. Why is the bezel important? Well, for one thing, it accentuates the beauty of the screen and immerses you into the content you're seeing, meaning you can view content almost completely to the outer edges of the device. And by keeping the bezel small, and this is really crucial, we can make such a huge screen fit comfortably in your hand or in your pocket. In other words, as you can see, we've made the screen wider, but the phone won't feel any bigger in your hand. Now, the numbers are only one side of the story. I'm sure many of you are wondering, how does it feel? How does it really feel when you hold it in your hands? The answer is completely natural. It feels incredible in the hand. You aren't holding a physical artifact. You're simply holding information, and it feels nearly weightless. And it doesn't matter whether you're holding it against the contour of your face to make a call or whether it's at rest in your pocket. The curved design feel makes it even more natural than any other phone. The ergonomics are also improved with a special Hyperskin backing on the battery cover. Hyperskin has a very soft texture, even softer than our previous version. It makes the phone slip resistant. Other design innovations include a unique buttonless design and hidden notification LED that accentuate the natural design without sacrificing functionality. And remember, anyone can claim a thin design or a long battery life when they're using the prior generation's technology. But Galaxy Nexus is achieving these extraordinarily beautiful and thin designs while still using the fastest available networks. Put it all together, and what you've got is just one beautiful package. There are a few other great new features and innovations you'll find on Galaxy Nexus that I want to introduce to you today. One of those is the outstanding 5-megapixel HD camera, which includes a zero shutter lag feature and 1080p full HD recording. Zero shutter lag makes sure you don't miss anything. Just point and click. Less than a second, you've caught your subject. It works really well in low light, too, and the quality zoom in gives you a much larger previews and sharper shots when you zoom. And as I mentioned, you can also capture video in full HD profile quality, 1080p, utilizing the camera's built-in video stabilization feature to radically reduce shake in your images. In addition to that, you'll also find new hardware features like the barometer capability, enabling new application development opportunities. We've also included NFC in the Galaxy Nexus, which will not only facilitate a broad number of mobile payment options, but you'll also be able to use it to share things like contacts with a quick link to another device. We've also designed a special drop-in dock with a pogo pin that will let you quickly take advantage of all that great music or video content that you've captured on the device. Now, I'm sure that a lot of you are wondering when and where we will launch the Galaxy Nexus. Starting in November, it will make its way to the market in the United States, Europe, and Asia, including China and Japan. We'll be launching it strategically with major global partners in each market. In Japan, it will launch with NTT Docomo. At Samsung, we had the consumer's voice in our mind from day one as we planned this phone, and I know Google did as well. I've talked a lot about Galaxy Nexus's speed, screen, and design, but now it's time to hear more about the new Galaxy Nexus operating system. And now, Matias Duarte and Hugo Berra from Google will present the last but certainly not least piece of Galaxy Nexus.